Hello, Weebs and Normies. Welcome to the Anime Club. I'm Graham.
And I'm George.
All right, just before we begin, this week we are doing the real voting for the next community anime. That's the anime that shows up on Tuesday. Right now, it's Apothecary Diaries. But if you want to be a Patreon member or a YouTube member, that affects that. The voting's happening right now. So either you can sign up new or just use your voting power, because there's some people who don't. Ugh. But if you want to be a deciding factor on what we're going to watch, please vote. We're really excited to see what's coming up next. But with that, we've got Steins Gate. I'm going to be honest, George.
Not looking forward to it?
I'm not looking forward to this at all. Not at all. Not even a little bit.
This is why you shouldn't have known that it's maybe slightly bit sadder than season one.
No, I'm really glad that I know that. Okay, so let's give a full context here of what's going on. I watched Steins Gate back in high school when it originally came out. I absolutely loved it. I hadn't watched it since we watched it together. It was great. It was, just as great as I remember, maybe even more so. So it's been like just a cherished memory, like the characters and the memories of something that I've held for so long. And it's just like Steins Gate is like, it's Steins Gate. It's the first season. Yeah. That's it. It's just Steins Gate. So like, I was at a point where I was just like, I don't really need to watch anything more for Steins Gate. Like Steins Gate is what it is to me. And that's it. Like, I don't need anything else. And then I don't know almost anything about this Steins Gate Zero, except for the fact that it's going to be suffering. I don't know why. I don't know what the context of that is. But if I have to see more Maiuri suffering, I'm going to frickin' be upset. I'm just going to be upset. And I'm not really looking forward to that. So I am curious about the show, but I'm excessively trepidatious, if that's the right word even, about going through this series. I'm a little worried. I just don't like depressing stories. And I don't like cute anime girls being upset and suffering. And I just feel like this show is just going to be rife with that. So, welcome to the Steins Gate Zero, everybody, with that happy frickin' note.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't like depressing stories for the sake. I don't like it when a story is depressing just for the sake of it being depressing.
Right.
But when it's able to explore aspects of characters that can't be explored in a story that has a happy ending, and maybe this even has a happy ending and it just has like a depressing freaking middle arc or whatever. But just like overall, like there's a subgenre of fantasy called grim dark fantasy. And usually it's like more violent and more adult and more graphic and stuff. But a thing that it also has that some of the stories in grimdark have is just total lack of character growth, depressing outcomes for characters. Sometimes it's even character regression as opposed to lack of character growth. It goes the other way.
Right.
Characters get worse as they go. And it's just a very, very interesting study into just character, right? And so when it's something like that, I'll enjoy it for what it is. Like, it will be depressing, and there's that aspect of it as well. But it affects me less when it's like, okay, I see what they're doing here. I see kind of what they're trying to explore, and it helps. Like, there's still the suspension of disbelief, but there's like an awareness. Yeah, there's an awareness that allows me to distance what's going on. So we'll see. It's hard to say how this is going to turn out, but maybe at the end of it all, Graham, it's the happiest ending. It made all the suffering worth it. And you're just going to come out and be like, bro, I'm so glad I watched this. I don't know what I was waiting for all these years. So let's hold on to that.
Bro,
Yes.
The first season of Made in Abyss fricked me up so bad that I'm like now kind of like wary about shows that might have that kind of thing, and like PTS frickin' D, man. What they did to those frickin' cute anime girls fricked me up so hard that I'm like skittish when it comes to this kind of stuff. But
well, from what you told me about, it was season 2, right? You saw season 2 as well?
Yeah, there was a movie, I think, and then season 2, the season 2 was a movie, and then there was season 3.
Okay, and you've seen up to season 3, right?
I saw season 3.
Okay,
and there were some parts in that too.
From what you've told me, I don't think this will be nearly as bad.
I hope not.
I don't think so.
I hope not. Well,
but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
We'll see. We'll go into it all for the content, right? Hopefully you guys can enjoy and watch this show. For my sake, at least. All right, everybody.
Well,
let's see what this is all about.
Uh-oh. Is this the World War III timeline? Oh. Is that a young Krisu? I don't know. Oh, it is. Oh. Yeah. This is the timeline where she stopped her from slapping him.
Yeah, which resulted in World War III. Jeez, they made her a little bit more plus size than I remember. Dang, she got a big cat setup. Let's go. Tennis!
He's maturing into a regular person.
Maiuri's haircut is so cute.
That is, in this timeline, is that guy a guy or a girl? I can't remember. Okay.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember because I know like the gender was switched at some point.
Uh-huh.
She's like, bro, this is my dad.
Yeah, right.
Bro, you're saying this to your daughter, dude.
What?
She kind of does look like her daughter.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Bro, he's so dumb, dude. Yeah, how did they end up together? What? The heck?
Lack of options. Everyone dies in World War III.
So she'll disappear if the future changes?
Yeah, like maybe if they don't end up together?
Oh, that PTSD.
He knows of this event?
No, it's PTSD.
Oh, it's PTSD. Dropping bombs.
Yeah. Oh, bro. Oh, come on.
Jeez.
Oh, this is why she's being so graphic. She wants him to change it. Oh, dude, that episode was so rough.
Yeah. Yeah. Little does this Okabe know that he succeeded.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what this is going to be about, because it seems like so obvious from the beginning, right? Like they've laid out based on season 1 and what we know what happens and the kind of intermittent episode, and then the beginning of this episode showing the end result. Like it would be weird for this show to be just about getting to that World War III future that we know is inevitably coming. Because like imagine the end of the season, we're there, World War III. We're just like, yeah, we knew it was going to be like this all along. We knew that it would be like this. They warned him the whole time, and now we're here. Like, this whole thing was just an exercise in freaking suffering for us to get to World War III. That's like the whole thing. It's like, here's the process of how we got to World War III. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me, I guess.
Yeah, like I assumed that season 2 was going to deal with Okarin trying to reconnect something with Krisu. No, what's her name? Krisu, right? Yeah.
Krisu.
So maybe it just follows the path of like, I don't know, maybe a third of the way in the season they get to World War III. Maybe we spend an episode or two going through that whole rigmarole of him, you know, trying to avoid World War III while also trying to avoid Maiuri's death. We get into the frickin' whatever that timeline is, the one that's unaffected by the convergence, or I don't remember the frickin' terms. There's so many terms or whatever. I think I'm using them right? But the two convergence points of the two lines, and maybe we continue on from there. I don't know, but you're right. It would be weird if all this was just a whole season devoted to how we get to what we know is already coming.
Yeah, what we already know is coming, right? It's got to be like they must be setting it up for some reason, right?
But at the same time, how could it be that there's a young Krisu there, right? That looked like her with Maiuri. That's actually something that's different from...
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense at all. The fact that there'd be young Krisu in the future, like...
Yeah, so this is like what? This is
it's
the fourth
Okarin's
major
daughter.
Timeline? But how? Krisu's dead.
He has a baby with Krisu in the future, I guess. Right?
So Krisu must come back somehow.
Well, we know she's alive, right? Don't we? Or
in this timeline, she's dead.
I felt like at the end of that video, the divide by 0, like it showed her and he like had a realization. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, she is supposed to be gone in this timeline.
Yeah, that's right. There was that divide by 0 thing, huh? But the thing is, going off season 1, if he had stopped after the first attempt to save her, she would be dead. He succeeded on his second attempt to save her, and that's when he had to stab himself. But the first try, he failed. Looks like this timeline is continuing the failed attempt timeline, which leads to World War III. Now there could be...
got stabbed for real.
Yes, yeah. Now there could be they attempt something else, and it's a completely different timeline, and maybe it ends up leading to World War III, but maybe the way from A to B is like completely different than it would have been in this other timeline, right? I don't know. It's
I'm not sure.
It's weird. Getting memories from the other timelines?
Mm-hmm.
Living the good life. The normie life.
No, bro, he failed, dude. He's not going back in the timeline.
She's living the sad weeb life by herself. Whoa, is he... Oh, boy, he's on antidepressants or something?
I guess so. That's true. This is the last real memory he has of her. Is him killing her.
Man, poor guy, dude. So rough. Child prodigy.
Yeah. I saw the date.
Oh.
Standing on her tippy toes.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Oh.
It's her. I don't know, man. CERN has every possibility of still existing in this timeline.
No, remember, Mioika she was working for that one guy, the TV store guy. And then I guess he was working for CERN.
Yeah, he was CERN, yeah.
Yeah.
I think he was.
I think so.
I'm pretty sure he was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for attending my
I love how they took someone that Japanese instead of an English speaker. What?
She's gonna remember, dude.
But how is she alive? Oh. Okay, she is dead. Well, that sounds dangerous.
Dude, they made her into an AI?
That's what she was on the screen.
You're right.
In the Amadeus. Oh yeah, like at the end of that one episode, Divide by Zero episode, she was on the screen because she was AI.
Oh,
they turned her into AI.
No, they turned her into an AI. What the frick?
So will this AI start to remember memories from the other world,
from the other timelines, like the humans do? Frick, dude, I'm not ready for all this. Interesting, huh? Yeah, what are the implications of that? So she's dead.
I was literally thinking that exact same question. Like, what does this mean in the whole broader context, right? Because if she starts to remember all this, she's gonna be, bro, you have to go back. You can't.
No, because she told him not to go back, right? She told him to sacrifice her, right? That was the whole thing. Their like final thing was like, she was like, listen, you gotta do this for Maiuri, right?
Well, no, but like when she finds out about World War III, she's gonna be like, dude, you gotta do the frickin'.
Does she know about that? I don't know if she knows about that.
Yeah, she might not know about that, but he would. Maybe he doesn't even tell her, right? But she knows that there is that one, the perfect world line, right?
Gamma.
She could potentially get, the memories from there.
I don't know.
The
I don't
memories
think
of them
she
passing
does.
each other.
I think the only person that knows that Gamma exists is Okabe, because I think she may be able to pull memories from that timeline, maybe, but I don't think she understands the ramification of those memories, right? Like it would just be a normal life to her, right? Because in the Gamma timeline, she hasn't met Okabe, right?
Yeah, the thing that I'm thinking about now is, because it wasn't even like a for sure thing. It was Okabe's theory that instigated all this. So it's not even a for sure possibility. So yeah, I think you're right.
Right.
Huh.
Yeah. I'm not sure what it all means, but at least we have another episode.
Yes. Seriously.
That'll help us understand.
All right. Let's go.
Let's do it. Bro, if she just like shows up on screen, it's gonna be freaking wild.
Yeah.
It crashed.
It did. Oh, I was Okabe gonna react to that.
This guy's freaking face.
Excellent. Truly wonderful.
I love this English.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Seriously. Yeah, I don't know what to make of this technology.
Yeah, I don't either.
Jeez, are these questions people are asking? What?
I guess so.
Oh, Einstein. So Amadeus, What did you think?
Yeah, sorry.
He doesn't understand English.
課題は山積みね。例えば、取り出した記憶データを脳に書き戻すことができても、脳がそれを利用できなければ意味がない。
Oh, interesting. There's like a conversion issue.
あなた、これ自分で導き出したの？
Yeah, how do you explain that?
なんか変か。
Yeah.
I actually knew her and we did some time travel together.
Yeah, she figured it out in the future.
後輩の教育はちゃんとしておいてほしかったな。
その点については認めるわ。陳謝いたします。
Wow. When's the last time he laughed?
True.
Misses her probably.
花も。
言わなくていい。
このところにいたのですね。
So he does speak.
君はミスター・アインシュタイン。パーティーに来てくれていたのですね。
He speaks Japanese, huh?
ジャパニーズ土下座見れますか？
いや、これは。
違います。
もしかして君はクリスと面識があるのかい？
He's got such a thick accent.
Even I can tell, yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing.
そういう側面もあったかもしれません。
そういうことなら、魔法。
Kotenara. I'm probably saying it wrong, but the way he says his R's, you can just tell.
Yeah, you can tell.
To her, oh boy.
でも彼は部外者の学生ですよ。
Oh.
友人であれば部外者ではないよ。ここで出会った
They're gonna show him Krisu.
もう一人研究者のデータが存在しているの。
Oh boy,
Here it
how's he gonna
comes.
react to this?
Yep. Frick. AFO.
Good copyright avoidance there.
8ヶ月前のあいつの。
So it was before they even met. Yeah,
いらっし
the
ゃい。
memories.
Yeah, I believe so.
あなたと友人だった彼女ではないし、生きてはいない。その事実は変わらない。残酷なほどに。
ああ。
We're not very far away from this in real life.
その現実が突きつけられる。彼女がいない。
Crazy thought.
Right?
動かせないことを思い。
I mean, you can do the voice and the imagery right now. Imagery is a little rough, but honestly, I've seen some pretty amazing imagery of like 2D, like just a picture manipulation. But the voice absolutely can be mimicked, no problem. So like this is like 5 years away or less, right? They just need to, the only thing that is unrealistic here is downloading people's exact memories, right?
Oh, okay, yeah. I thought
Right.
you were like, we're 5 years away from like creating a virtual duplicate of someone. I was
No,
like,
not
I don't
exactly
know, 5
that
years.
far.
Yeah.
But yeah, like other than that particular part, like we're not that far away from something really similar to this.
Yeah, I could foresee some sort of technology that like sends electrical signals to your brain to force you to remember like memories in a specific pattern, and then
Or
they're able to
it downloads
convert
it.
that output, into something that can, I don't know, binary data, and it's like terabytes of data or whatever, right? And yeah, it's crazy to think about, but yeah,
It's
it'd be
insane.
weird.
Yeah.
ここに来たつもりだ。
そう。
I wonder if the AI will react in an interesting way with him.
Yeah, I wonder. Because, like, what happens with the new memories that the AI is creating right now, right? Like, is it able to...
パスワードは見ないでくれる
I？ don't know.
ドクペおごるから許してくれ。
安い。何がおかしいんです先輩。
Oh, boy.
彼女がそこにいた。 すぐ。
Dang. What's gonna happen, dude?
はじめまして。アマデウスに興味があるみたいだったので来てもらったの。
Jeez, what a weird experience this must be.
教授にも気に入られたみたいだし。
I wonder if this AI knows that the real her is dead.
Yeah.
いいからお願いします。
She's gonna say that he's cute.
何の話だ？
なんでもないわ。
はい。
とにかくバカな話はおしまい。こんな
Yeah, she did.
に岡部さんに来てもらったわけじゃないんだし。
ごまかすところがますます怪しい。
ウイルスぶち込むわよ。
嘘です。もう言いません。失礼しました。どうぞどんなことでも聞いてください。可能な範囲でお答えします。
It's weird, like there's still this service oriented, I guess,
Yeah.
aspect to her. Very much like an AI.
Yeah.
これはアルファとベータの世界線の差なのか。
Oh, yeah.
Rintaro! Hey boy! What's up?
This guy, dude.
Fine, thank you. And you?
Oh!
What's
Spoke English.
ひどい発音ですね。
Yeah.
クリスティーナ？
いや、なんでもない。
気になります。
なんでもない。気にするな。
He's reverting back to his.
どうしてクリスティーナなの？
Oh my gosh.
気ぃつかないでくれ。ですわ。面白いだろう。Rintaro.
Moshiro
テスター
It's amazing.
その反応を僕らに話してくれる。
Oh, frick.
クリスト。
もちろん乗り切れないなら断っ
Oh boy. I don't know how good this is going to be for him.
彼がクリスを知っていると聞いた時から。
岡部倫太郎さん。
He's got an app?
会いましょう。
Oh, what?
なんで？
嫌われたらどうするんです？
その話に戻るのはやめなさい。
これが人生最後のチャンスかもしれないんですよ。
Oh my gosh.
助けてもらってるみたいで。大丈夫？
Oh, Amadeus is calling him?
だ
What?
から元気になってもらうためにクリスマス
Bro, this is so bad, man. He needs to let her go.
まさか8回も許す使われるとは思いませんでした。
8 times.
それは
Jeez.
何よ、テストって言うから今まで以上に人と話したりできると思ってたのに。
あこの
I was gonna say, yeah, she lacks her moodiness, but
なんで
Dude, this is.
気が向いたらどうぞ連絡してきてください。こっちも忙しいので出られるかはわかりませんけど。
Yeah, right.
she hangs up. Oh my gosh.
紛れもないマキセ
Oh no, Okabe.
This is not good. This is not good.
Oh no.
He's going to fall in love again with a cheap imitation of Krisu. It's not gonna help
Yeah,
him.
I just
It's gonna
don't
make
know where
everything
this.
worse.
I don't know where the story goes with this, right? Is this like a he's going to fall in love with her and it's going to hurt him kind of thing? Or is this like a he helps her make time machines kind of thing and that causes World War III? Like, what is the implication here? And she gave a different answer. Like, I really want to know what that's all about. She gave a different answer than what she gave before about something like that. Was that because when she was a human, she had a certain level of filter that caused her to be more, you know, not say her true feelings? Or does the AI not properly understand her feelings? I was thinking initially when she was being so nice as an AI, I was thinking, oh, well, the AI really doesn't understand her because she's like a tsundere. So, like, there's no freaking way. But, I mean, she's being kind of tsundere right now, right? So it's hard to tell, like, okay, well, what is the difference then? If the AI does understand that aspect of her personality, what has made the difference in the answer?
Yeah, I wonder because it's also 8 months back, right? So, so these are the two things that I'm thinking. Like, is it, you know, 8 months isn't a lot, but people can change in 8 months, even like maybe just slightly change, right? Because it wasn't a big difference from her previous answer.
Sure.
So maybe she read an article or something that, like, you know, gave her more information and changed her opinion a little bit. The other thing too is it just a change in world lines? Because she's been researching AI here, not time machines. She came to to her dad with like a whole time machine paper. It wasn't
right,
an
but
AI
that's what got her
paper.
killed. Right? That's what got her killed. That's the weird thing
you're
about this
right,
whole thing,
you're right.
right? Is like she came to a lecture about time machines, said it was all freaking nonsense, and then turns around and hands her dad a paper about an actual time machine.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what the end goal is here of this season. I don't know what's going to happen. World War III seems inevitable, and I think him forgetting about his mission, because he already refuses to go back, and so him, falling in love with an AI version of Krisu and all this stuff is just going to further cement his desire not to want to go back. He's like, I can't risk killing her again. Like, I can't go through that. It's too painful.
Yeah.
And so it's just going to further solidify the possibility of World War III.
Yeah, okay, but still, I thought there was a possibility that she could be alive because we did see her in the previous episodes. But it was just an AI version of her. So then the question is, like, what is up with that little child Krisu in the future, right?
Yeah, that remains a mystery, a big mystery.
That's a big freaking question mark.
Because whatever happened there, it still leads to World War III, which makes me think that's like an additional timeline, maybe, right? Or maybe it's a sub-timeline of the main World War III timeline. Maybe he goes back somehow and gets Krisu back, but at the moment in which she shows up in this new timeline, the dominoes have fallen far enough that things have been set in motion. Yeah, that you can't change.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like that's not necessarily the case because Suzu came from like super far in the future.
Well, she came from that future, right?
I mean, she came from both futures, technically, just on different timelines.
Yes, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, but she came on the World War III timeline. It's not like World War III ended and the timeline continued and then she came back. From what I understood, it is she comes back kind of, well, maybe not. Maybe it does end because they say 5.7 billion people died, which means they know the total casualty of it all. So yeah, maybe World War III finishes.
Well, I don't think it necessarily finished because it did seem like in that flashback with the child Krisu that the war was still going on. Like she had a gun on her shoulder. There were airplanes flying overhead. I can't remember if there were bombs dropping specifically. Like it still looked like it was active, right?
Yeah, true. But is that the same that so we got the season 1 World 3 timeline, and then whatever this other timeline could be, maybe it is the season 1 World 3 timeline, which makes the presence of Kurisu's child even crazier, but we'll ignore that for a second.
I think it's confirmed for sure that he's in beta right now, right? Was it beta or is he in alpha right now?
Yeah, it's alpha, beta. I don't remember.
Alpha, beta, and gamma. We're gonna have to do before the next episode. We're gonna have to sit down and like watch a video or two that summarizes stuff, just so we can have it like super fresh. Because I want to be as like keen and sharp going into this and being able to make predictions as possible. So
yeah. Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's essentially what I'm trying to figure out right now. Is like, okay, what timeline are we on exactly here? Mm-hmm. My assumption is that this is for maybe this is the wrong term, right? But we'll just say this is the beta timeline.
Sure.
Maybe it's actually the alpha. Whatever. We'll figure it out later. But
sure.
I assume that right now we're in the beta timeline. Do you think that what we saw in the beginning of episode 1 is the end point, or maybe not the total end point, right? But is the show's end point of the beta timeline, or do you think that is a sub beta, some sort of subsection or fork of the beta timeline?
The beta timelines are are defined by the fact that Krisu is dead. right? All beta timelines are like that. And the alpha timelines are the opposite, where she's alive and Maiuri is dead.
Maiuri's dead, yeah.
Right.
So
that's why the gamma timeline was so important, because it was both of them being alive. But the
So then you
sacrifice he
think-
had to make was that he didn't know her. At least that's what the perceived sacrifice was there.
Yeah, so let's just say, we'll say Delta. Do you think what we saw at the beginning of
Is it
episode 1
Delta?
is Delta timeline?
It's too hard to tell, but like there's a child Krisu, so either that's like an android that they have downloaded Krisu's personality into somehow, or this is like a child from her and Okabe in another timeline.
Yeah, I guess an android. I mean, we got freaking time machines, so yes, I guess an android could be possible.
Could be an
right?
android. It could be a Krisu that has time traveled from another timeline for some reason.
Yeah,
It's really hard to say.
dang.
Yeah, there's a lot of freaking stuff going on. And I don't know what the direction of the show is going to be at all. Like, I have no idea what this is like about. Like, is it a Okabe falls in love with the AI drama? Is this a more time traveling shenanigans? I have no idea. There could be no time traveling almost at all in this show. Who knows?
Yeah. Do you ever hear about? I never saw it, but did you ever see or hear about the movie called Her?
I've heard about it.
Yeah, it's Joaquin Phoenix is the main character, or plays the main character, and he falls in love with an AI. It's like on his phone.
Yeah.
The voice is played by Scarlett Johansson, but yeah, that's what I thought when he was like talking to her. I'm like, bro, this is gonna be freaking Her, but
Okabe.
Okabe,
style. Weeb Her.
Yes, the Weeb Her, exactly.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. I don't know how Her ends or anything like that, but I can't imagine that this brings into the whole, conversation, the AI waifu stuff. Right? And
That's
I
certainly
can't
a bigger topic recently.
Yes. Yeah, and I can't help but think this is not going to be good for him. Like, not only from the he's going to be reopening old wounds consistently, because he's going to be trying to talk to someone who isn't actually here, and she's going to be a cheap imitation of what he used to have. It's going to prevent him from just moving on to like another relationship.
For sure.
Right? He's just
absolutely
going to be stuck.
Yeah, the other thing is, like, we don't know the nature of this AI. If it's giving different answers than the real Krisu, like, how far does that go? And is there some manipulation, even if unintentionally, some kind of leading down a path that's no good?
Yeah. Oh, that's something I was going to say, actually, we were watching the show and I just got distracted what was happening on screen. But I wonder what the AI does with the new memories it accumulates, right? Because, like, we have real Krisu. Let's just pretend she'd never died and she's still living. And we have AI Krisu. At a certain point, they're going to diverge enough, because there's going to be all these testers and all these people talking to her that real Krisu is not going to have any memory of, or she's never done. And so, like, how much are we our personalities, and how much are we like the things that happen to us, right? We're a combination of both. And so, like, at a certain point, like, her memories change so much, or she just has so many new memories that she becomes a completely different person, that if you were to provide the AI and real Krisu with a situation, the outcomes and their decisions and all that stuff would be different than otherwise.
Absolutely.
Right? So,
I don't know if they'll get into that intensely. They have kind of hinted at that a little bit with having her give a different answer. Other than that, though, it's hard to say until we know, like, more of the direction of the show and where it's going. It's hard to say.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we're in for a ride, man. We're in for hopefully a good ride, but we'll see what happens.
We'll see.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much, guys, for watching this. Hopefully you enjoyed this reaction. Like Graham said, the real voting is happening right now. So if you want to influence the shows that we watch, go ahead and check out the Patreon and the channel membership to participate in the voting, and check those out as well to get this 2 weeks ahead of time. But with that, we'll see you guys next time.
Get ready.
Take care.